Hello and welcome back to GrindCraft. We are back in GrindCraft. I am Mark Tresser, and today we are finishing deepslate quarry number 4. Now, if you are new here, hi, welcome. How's it going? This is GrindCraft, which is my long-term world. I started back in 2020, and today we are reaching a milestone, and I wanted to make sure that I had you all here with me because it is very exciting to be hitting this milestone. Definitely excited to hit it with you all. And also, if you aren't familiar, this is what the world looks like roughly. A bunch of holes in the ground, really. This was deepslate quarry number 1. That over there was deepslate quarry number 2. I finished deepslate quarry number 3 like maybe a month or so ago, and now we are here. Deepslate quarry number 4 is almost done. It's very exciting. So I'm going to take you mining with me. We're going to wait until nighttime so I can sleep through the night, but first I'm going to take you through a couple of little updates here and there just so you know what's going on, because you can see a whole bunch of stuff is happening. I want to make sure you understand that. And I want to make sure that you understand my future plans as well. So let's start over here. This is the beginnings of my final villager trading hall center thing. You can see I brought 4 farmers over here. And while I was moving them anyway, I also reduced their prices. So I cured them from being zombie villagers. If I come over here, you can see my setup for doing that. It's a little haphazard. I could probably make this look a little bit better. But it works really well. It's very functional, I think. Basically, I boat the villagers in under here. I get them into a minecart and send them over to the killing chamber. Send the zombie in like so. And then he kills the villager. I send the zombie back. Send the villager back into the curing chamber. And then I just have to get back in there and cure the villager. So that's been very helpful. I think as I move the other villagers over, I'd like to do that with more of them, just so I have better prices for every single villager that I have, which I have a lot of them, and I'm hoping to get more, so it'll be useful for that. Secondly, over here, you see there's some glass over here. These are the slime chunks. I basically found that if I put glass over the slime chunks, it completely removes the chances that slimes will spawn. I don't have to deal with them when I'm quarrying, and it's a lot easier. And I don't even have to move them that frequently. As you can see, the glass is 2 layers above the deep slate here. So slime still won't spawn here, but yeah, it's very helpful. It's been very helpful as we've gotten to sort of the end of the deep slate quarry, because slimes were spawning constantly. And then final update note here, we have the stone quarry. Well, I say stone quarry. It's becoming a little bit more of a deep slate quarry now. We have, I'd say, 1.5 more layers to go. Yeah, we're almost at the beacon here, so we're almost done with this, and we will pretty much get it to the point where it looks like this. And then it'll just be another deep slate quarry ready to go when we make it through the other ones. This one and then that one over there. And then we've got work set up to go for a little while here, and also once I'm done with this deep slate quarry, I'm going to be moving this beacon over to this set of 5x5 chunks, of 25 chunks. So this will be our next stone quarry, and I'm very excited about that, because this is the area where I had experimented with doing TNT duping and mining that way. I'm kind of excited to get rid of that because it doesn't look good. It's never looked good, and I'm really happy that that's going to get knocked out. Anywho, almost ready for sleep. By the way, speaking of sleep, I want to note that it is a little late on a Thursday for me to be recording. I wanted to get this done and recorded and out for you all. I'm planning to release this tomorrow, and it's almost 11 p.m. here, which I have to say is not particularly late for me, but it is a little bit late for a work night, so I'm hoping to get this recorded and done and not have to worry about it tomorrow, because I think the last video I recorded day of, and it was a little bit hectic getting it done and getting it out. So glad to have a slightly more relaxed recording situation here, though I was I have been working pretty feverishly today, trying to get this done tonight as opposed to waiting until tomorrow. So, I'm glad that I got it done. Anyways, so yeah, that's Super Breaker, that's one done. Just clear out the leftover bits here. See what we can do. This is a little bit tedious. I wish I could figure out a better way of doing this, but I just don't think there is one. Oh, okay. Here I was just extolling the virtues of not having slimes in these chunks, but here's some slimes that just decided to jump down from up above. That's okay. All we really need to do is get them down to the lowest level of slime, and then they really aren't a problem anymore. Because it turns out if you have netherite armor with protection 4, they really don't do any damage to you. They just kind of bump up against you. Anywho. Alright, run on up here, get rid of the deep slate in my inventory. My sorter's a little full right now on account of the extreme amount of mining I've been doing. By the way, if you are new here, the reason that I'm just mining down to a flat layer of bedrock, and by the way, that is bedrock, it's just a different texture. The reason I'm mining down to a flat layer of bedrock is, in a few videos back, I decided that I was going to remove all the bedrock in the world, except for that last layer with the fill command. There were a few times that I decided to do bedrock breaking manually, and I think I got 2 entire chunks cleared out, and I was about halfway done with 2 more chunks before I finally decided, you know what, I'm not having fun with this, and it's causing me to not enjoy the game, so I'm gonna not do it anymore, and I'm just gonna use the fill command. And I kind of hemmed and hawed about it. Finally, with some help from the comments, I felt good enough to just do it. So I now have a flat bedrock floor rather than a whole bunch of bedrock that I have to clear out manually, and I am loving it. The only place I don't have that right now is over in the farm area. I'll show you in a second. And that's because there's a bunch of farms there. I don't want to disrupt their working by mining up all of the floor and moving all the glass and all that, and having to move. I have to move all my villagers. Really is the blocker here. If I move all these villagers out of the way, I should be able to get rid of that bedrock too, but I haven't done it yet, so it's a waiting game. Anyway, we are almost ready. We have 69 seconds on the clock for our super breaker, and then we'll be able to clear this out. Oh, I'm so excited to have this done. Once we finish this, we'll do one more round of the stone quarry, and I'm also going to show you kind of what happens when a quarry gets finished. So obviously we're going to tear down the beacon, we're going to tear down this glass, and a few other things here and there, just to set up for the next project. As you know, I've always got work to do on this server, so I am not rushing to get through it all, but I want to show you kind of what the process looks like, because this is part of the reason I'm making these videos. Is I want to take you into my world and help you understand my process. And as much as it might not be the best way of doing things, it's a way that kind of scratches my brain, and maybe it scratches yours as well. And yeah, realized I was doing a lot of hand gestures there in that little monologue, and you can't see that, so that's a little silly for me to do. Okay, 4 seconds. Here we go. Boop. Yeah. Here we go. The last super breaker run of this quarry. Oh man. Boop. And I did it wrong. That does not scratch the old brain. Alright. So now just clean up the remnants and we are good to go. And we'll finish out this day of mining and see what tomorrow brings. Oh, I did also want to mention the just in passing. I'm not going to show you, but the I did also in the past day or so, I decided to try and set up a sort of a colony, not really a colony, but basically a remote base for tree farming. Tree farming is maybe not the word, but basically set up a little area about 1,000 blocks away that I can use to grow trees, and I'm not sure I like it yet. I'm still kind of undecided, but it exists, and it's something that happened in the world, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. I go to the 4th row of sorter inputs, and wow, it's done. Guys, it's done. Oh man, the entire deepslate quarry is gone. The only things left in this chunk are those 2 spawners, a few amethyst geode bits, and this glass and this beacon. Oh man, it is so good to have that done. I'm really happy about that. Yeah, let's do a quick run here of the stone quarry, because as much as we have accomplished something, progress never ceases on GrindCraft. We must continue the progress. And then, yeah, we'll clear out the remaining sort of utility things in that quarry. We will set up the new beacon as well. We have time, I think. The way that I've structured this video, I think I have time in the recording. I try to keep these videos to about 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, because I don't want them to get too long in the tooth, you know? I don't want this to be like Mark Mines for 2 hours straight, and that's a video. Like, I did that. I did streams, and they were fine. But what I'd really like is for you all to just get these little windows into the world and understand a little bit of what goes on. You know, you don't have to be along for every step of the way, right? Okay, maybe some of you would enjoy that. I think part of it is I'm not going to have enough interesting things to say for that to work. Eventually I'm going to run out of something to say, and I'm just going to be either completely silent or just talk about random stuff that nobody cares to listen to. And so I think maybe there's a balance to be found there, and I hope I'm finding it, but I don't know. Anyway, so wait, shoot, I don't have it here. I moved it. This is the other thing I wanted to mention. Down here we have a new staging area. I decided to move a whole bunch of things down here. One such thing being my camera account, who is always here, keeping the chunks loaded, keeping the farms active, keeping the sorter running. And also, one of the things I moved down here was all of the lore stuff. So here is the Grand History of GrindCraft, which is a book that I try to keep updated. You can see here from the day that the world was created, or at least the month that the world was created, June 2020. I have been keeping track of a whole lot of things. These 3rd quarries, that sort of thing, the 1st quarry, the 2nd quarry, those are the stone quarries. So this was before deepslate even existed. And then, yeah, there's some notes here about when I burned out and took a break. And then here is where 1.18 got released. We started digging out the deepslate. That was over 2 years ago now, but hey, we're doing what we can. And now this is page 7. This is where I used the fill command. I wanted to mention that in the history book. And now a new page. The 4th deepslate quarry is finished. Fantastic. All right, maybe I grandstanded a little bit there, but that's okay. So, yeah, so now we got to clear out that stuff. We got to move the beacon over. That'll be good. Oh, speaking of beacons, actually, I don't think I mentioned this in the last video. Now I can't remember, but I think, actually, no, now I think about it, I think I mentioned it, but I didn't. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. What the heck? Okay. Not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Let's try to despawn some stuff. I think I mentioned that I got rid of the stuff in the nether. I got rid of the bedrock in the nether, but I didn't show it off. So here it is in all its glory. Clearly I have to do some work on my nether portal security, but I also changed sort of the staging area, and I also had gotten a new beacon for this area. It is now sitting in my storage in my base in the overworld. It still exists, but it's no longer anywhere active in the world. Okay, sleep quick. Hopefully I didn't have any mobs spawning anywhere that is important. Cool, 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 cool. All right, let's clear out this glass first. Over on this side. Cool, 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 cool. And yeah, I don't know why I went into the nether. I thought that the beacon was still there, I guess, and I wanted to show it, but of course I took it down after I finished clearing out all the bedrock and the netherrack and basalt and stuff that was left in between. Because I didn't need it anymore in the nether. It's just empty nether at this point. But yeah, I've gotten quite accustomed now to just kind of grabbing a beacon when I need it. Which is not something I think I've done very much in the past. I think for the longest time I maybe had 2 beacons, one in the nether and one in the overworld. So it's been nice to have more than one and just kind of shift them around as I need them. Obviously I don't need them that frequently, but it's still good to have them when I do need them. Well, looking at the time here, I might not actually have time to set up the new beacon. We'll see. We'll have to see. I think if I have to go a little over time to set up the new beacon, I'm going to. Just, I'm not going to leave that to the next video. No, sir. Excuse me a second while I take a sip of tea. Give you an idea of what it's like when I'm actually quarrying, because sometimes I need a sip of tea and I'm like, okay, get myself in range of a bunch of blocks and just sit in one spot and clear out what I can while I can. Oh, my cat has decided to voice his opinion in a video once again. I'm not entirely sure if you can hear when he's meowing at me from across the room. From time to time, it seems like he decides that he wants to be in a video. Oh, and he's now... Oh, jeez. Munchkin. This is a really bad time for you to be... Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get him out of here. So that... Oh, sorry. Bumped the mic. Oh, bumped my mouse. Okay. Bad time for Munchkin to be causing chaos on my desk. Sorry. Sometimes he likes to get up next to the microphone. Normally, not a problem, but when I'm trying to record a video, it's not really the best. And done. Okay, so that platform of glass is gone. All cleared out. This rain is annoying me, but I don't think there's anything I can do about it. It's not a thunderstorm. Alright, next up. We've got a beacon to tackle here. Beacons take a long time to mine. Alright. Sorry, there's nothing that I can do to make any of this faster. This is the speed it's gonna be. As Minecraft players know, glass takes as long as it takes to mine out. And iron blocks take as long as they take to mine out. There's not really any making it any faster. So here's a trivia for you, a little bit of trivia for you as we're doing this. How many iron blocks does it take, or how many blocks of whatever does it take, to fully power a beacon? Now some of you who are counting along can probably do a bit of math to figure this out. But try just telling me off the top of your head. And I will reveal my inventory in the end and tell you the answer. I know the answer, and I will tell you the answer before I show you my inventory. But see if you can get it right here. It's a bit of Minecraft trivia. Alright, last layer. Almost there, almost there. I'll give you a hint. This last layer is 81 blocks of iron. Boy, I'll be glad to sleep away this rain. I really don't like the rain. I do like rain in real life. Not like being out in it necessarily, but I do like being inside and watching the rain. It feels like a very pleasant, just kind of calm experience. Something about being inside and knowing it, you know, that you're safe from the weather, but watching it happen nonetheless. Hoping we get a little bit of that here this year. I think there have been some dry years recently. But we've been having some rain in sort of the late winter, so I'm hopeful that there will be some rain this spring. Okay, we're over halfway. Thank goodness. Jeez, this takes forever. And I don't want to walk away from this, so even if it gets to be nighttime, I might stay here and finish it up. At least while there's still iron blocks. I don't want to leave, because I don't want slimes to spawn on top of them. Because my beacon was in a slime chunk. Yay! Definitely caused some problems. By the way, in this next quarry, we won't have to do this looking up stuff. The beacon will be directly on the bedrock floor. So we shouldn't have any problems removing it when the time comes. It'll just be a matter of getting down to it, mining around it, and then bada bing, bada boom. All done. Or so we hope. So we hope. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Holding down the left mouse button far too long. My right mouse button finger got a little jealous of all of the workout that my pointer finger was getting. Alright, one more row and we made it before bedtime, which is fantastic. Alright, one more look at the completed quarry without anything in it. Boom. Okay, the weather is kind of ruining the view, but something magical. I love that. I think it was, I want to say it was update 3 or 4 where I looked back at something and I said, you know, sometimes you just have to take a moment and appreciate what you've done. I did this. Cool. Anyways, I gave you a sneak peek there. Did you get the right answer on the trivia question? It's 164 blocks, or easier to remember, 2 stacks plus 36. I hope you got it right. I certainly enjoyed playing that little game with you. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait until nighttime and then we'll sleep and then go do this new beacon. We're at 25 minutes, but I'm gonna set this beacon up now. We're gonna go into extra innings here. Get some extra video time. Here, let me get some more fireworks just to make sure I'm good to go with that. Oh, I'm gonna also need, put it over here. I'm gonna need an iron ingot, obviously, to power the beacon. Once we've got it set up. And then, boop. All right, cool. Get myself one more little sip of tea before we go. Okay, so chunk borders on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This chunk is the central chunk of the 5x5. You want to double check that? Yep, looks like it. Oh, there's a fox. Not something I can be worried about right now. Okay, so the central blocks of this chunk are these 4 right here. And I just basically got to pick a random 2 blocks. I think I'm going to pick this block to be where the beacon sits, and then we're going to go down on this block. Okay. So now we just got to dig down to bedrock, which is only going to take a little bit. And the block on my left is the one where I want to put the beacon. I got to remember that. Sometimes I don't remember which block I wanted to do. I guess in this case it doesn't really matter. Either of these would be in the center of the chunk enough that it would work. But I want to remember block on the left. And hopefully we don't run into lava. Sometimes we do, and that's why I'm mining out 2 blocks instead of just the 1. Because if we do run into lava, then I have a way to escape. I can just move over to the other block. And usually, if I find lava, it'll be a pool of lava and not just a single block. A single source. Of course, I could be wrong. Been wrong in the past. Nope, we're down to deep slate. I think the danger is mostly over now. Knock on wood while I say that. It's entirely possible I fall into a big cave or something. Always a possibility. I don't think that's too much of a danger, though, because I do have my elytra on. And I have blocks in my offhand to stack away, so no big deal. Oh, there is a zombie. I think he's going to come and visit me in my hole. Yep. No, he's going to chill up there. Cool. Alright, minus 28. Halfway through the deep slate. I think I'm still oriented the right direction. I think the block on my left is the right one. Or the left one? The one that I want to use for the beacon. Oh, I hope I don't mess this up. Oh, I feel so bad. Alright, we don't need to worry about caves right now. The caves will get removed. Not something that we need to concern ourselves with. I think it's just 2 more. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this is the spot where the beacon will go. Obviously 4 blocks up. And for now, we just need to clear out space for the beacon to sit in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. I don't need to clear that block. We do want to leave these other blocks intact, so 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4. There we go. And just clear out the corners here. This is a little tedious, but I only have to do it once in a very blue moon, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, I was gonna look at how long it took me to finish this quarry. I think it took me just a little bit under a month. I'm gonna have to look at the history book again. But I do want to know how long it takes, because, like, I was just saying, I only have to do this every once in a while. I can tell exactly how long, roughly, if I just look at the book. Reading Rainbow. Okay. Cool. So now that's 3, and then we just do this corner. And then the central 8, or 7, I guess. All right, looks like we're set to go. So now, all we have to do is fill up. Ah, that's gonna be noisy. I'm gonna turn down the sounds, hold on. Just turn that way down. Yeah, okay, I may have turned it down too much, but you got the gist with that first noise. That was an MCMMO sound, I think, actually, so maybe we'll get it again in a sec. If MCMMO decides to remind us again what iron blocks are. Oh, there we go. Well, no harm done there. We're gonna just start doing that again. I like to do these the outer edges first, just because there is a chance if you do things in the wrong order that you could block off some of the blocks that you need to place. Don't want to do that, so let's just make sure. All right, 34 left. That's 25 plus 9 for those of you keeping count. So 5 by 5 plus a 3 by 3. 9 left. Do the corners first, because they're the ones that could get blocked off. And boom. And boom. And boom. Ta-da! And we have our beacon all set up. Just drop a torch there just in case something decides to spawn on it. I think this beacon's a light source, so it probably wouldn't, but... Alright, we are all good to go. Now, it is worth noting here. Alright, yeah, keep the borders turned on for a second. This is the central block, or the central chunk. This is the next chunk over, and then there's another chunk that is in this 5 by 5. That's because this part of the quarry is already done. For some reason, the way that I had situated it, just the way that the quarrying had gone thus far, this part of the quarry is already done. And I think it was the same over here. Yeah. So there was already one, well, there's already 5 chunks that were cleared out down to deepslate. So this stone quarry is going to be a similar size to that one. When we get over to this one, this chunk is already cleared out. So there's another 5 chunks here that are not cleared out. That means that over here, there's only 3 blocks on each edge that are not cleared out. So this stone quarry will be a little bit bigger, but no worries there. We can deal with slightly bigger quarries. Let's turn off those chunk boundaries. All right. So looks like my sorter's doing some work here, which is excellent. I'm gonna put my deep slate back in my offhand so that I can keep on quarrying after this video. Well, okay, I'm probably gonna go to bed after this video, to be honest with you, but just it's the principle of the thing. So to recap, finished quarry number 4. Set up beacon for quarry number 7? That's quarry number 6. So yeah, this is quarry number 7. Quarry number 5 is already set up and ready to go. I can start quarrying that tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow. We'll see if I want to do that or if I want to work in the nether. Might want to break from this. And yeah, we updated the book. I showed you all of the little structures I'm building. Oh, now that this core is filled out, what's going to go in it? Well, I think the answer, at least initially, is going to be my cactus XP smelter. So down here, we do have a cactus XP smelter. This is, I think, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 furnaces times 2 is 32. I think I'm going to make this a lot bigger. I think I might put this in a 3 by 3 chunk area and then have just a lot more furnaces, and not necessarily store as much cactus, like raw cactus, or use as much for bone meal. So I think I might just have a lot more XP smelters in the new area, and obviously it'll be a bigger cactus farm to enable that, and probably I'll also build the cactus farm higher, just because I know this is the permanent location for the XP smelter. So that's what I'm thinking for this area. Let me know what you think. If I see your comment about that new area and what you think I should put there before I move it, I will consider your suggestions. But I'm pretty sold that that's kind of what to do, is to use this sort of central 3x3 as the cactus farm and the cactus XP smelter area. But your input is nevertheless very much welcome. And with that, I think I'm going to take a nap, and we will say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. All that stuff helps for sure. And you know, the videos keep doing really well, so I'm glad you're all enjoying this stuff. I certainly am. I'm having a blast here on the GrindCraft server. And so let's keep this going. And you know, your way to keep this going is to like and subscribe and comment. So just a friendly reminder to do that. And my way to keep this going, of course, is to get started on this big old deepslate quarry over here, or maybe in the nether. I don't know. I think I'll probably finish this up first. That's probably what I'll do. Anyways, I will see you in the next video, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is probably going to be an update video, just because finishing that quarry is a huge deal. And hopefully in the next 3 days, I'll accomplish something that's worth talking about that isn't that. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.